Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. It is wonderful to be here with all of you. I hope that you had a good couple of weeks. Let's see. Why isn't this happening? Oh, here we go. All right. Sorry, that took a little bit for all the parts to connect. Oh, it's always such a joy to try to figure out the delay in when I start the live stream and when YouTube starts the live stream. Like, there's always such a gap. Um, so glad to be here with all of you today. Thank you so much for joining us. I am excited to see what Mother has in store for us next. Um, I feel like a lot of these recent videos, she's taking past teachings that she's done in other videos about a certain topic, like trust or surrender, that kind of thing, and bringing it into the realm of the sacred and speaking about it as a spiritual principle or a spiritual tenet, something that we're all, moving into and moving towards and embodying at a deeper level. It really feels like the subject matter, the wisdom, the energy is just ramping up. It's like, yeah, in one of the videos, when she refers to the principle that she's talking about and how it relates in just the human, when we just look at it from the human perspective, and then when we elevate it into the divine perspective, how incredibly not different, but it just really takes it to that next level. And I hope you all are really starting to experience that, not just have the tuning into that difference in level mentally, but really starting to experience the difference in your life. I am noticing it a lot. I'm noticing, and here's what I'm noticing, that leaving these spiritual principles solely in the human realm, like thinking of them just in terms of my human self and how that principle works in my human relationships, sort of keeping it on a general level, it's not really enough anymore. And the timing of these videos is, for me, is really profound, because I'm noticing that I'm just, I need that extra divine focus or that divine perspective in order to get the fulfillment or the satisfaction in my daily living that I need. I'm just not content anymore to leave everything at that human kind of sometimes surface level. Um, but when it becomes a divine spiritual principle, when it goes just from basic honesty to divine honesty, everything feels so much richer. It feels so much more abundant. And I personally feel like it helps me to have more intimacy in my relationships. Mm, because somehow I'm accessing the act of being honest at a deeper level, or the energy of honesty itself is taking on a much deeper meaning. And it really does start to feel sacred. Anyway, those are just my musings over these last many weeks. And I feel like it's all starting to build for me. So that's all. Robert, it's so great to have you here, my dear. Thank you for sharing your love. And Iggy, hello, hello. And Barbara, it's so good to see you, my dear. I am feeling better. Thank you, Barbara. I wasn't feeling poorly. It just, it, it just kept me out of work. The procedure just kept me out of work, but I'm totally fine. I'm glad you're here, Kathleen. The spiritual tenet of humility. Yes, exactly, exactly. Hey, Ricardo, good to see you, my dear. All right, so for those of you who have not yet signed up for my emails, have not signed up sort of for the community, I'm in the process now of, or if you haven't checked your email yet this morning, I think I should rather say, I just opened up private sessions for October, November, and December. So I checked my email a few minutes before logging in here. And there's still some spots left. If you feel called to have a private session with Mother at this time in your life, there are still some spots available, but I will tell you, historically, they don't last long. I only offer, sort of privates in chunks, like 2 or 3 times a year, and they tend to sell out within the first hour or two when they open up for booking. So if that's something that you have been waiting for or have been called to, and you didn't see the email in your inbox this morning, I would encourage you not to wait. And if you do end up trying to book and you don't, and there's nothing left, you can email Maya. You can just reply to the email I sent out, or send an email to Maya at support@belovedpublications.com, and she will put you on the waiting list. And occasionally people do cancel their appointments and they don't rebook. They don't want to rebook. So the next person on the waiting list gets to have that spot if it works for them. So every once in a while, being on the waiting list does benefit you. And sometimes if I have a really big waiting list, I will make another chunk of privates and just offer it to the folks on that waiting list. Yeah, so that's all to say. I really encourage you to sign up to get my emails so that you know what's going on, especially if I have to cancel these live streams. It's nice that you don't show up here and you're sort of waiting around. Occasionally I do make mistakes and tell you one thing and then book a live stream. Oh my gosh, yeah. 59 years old, my memory and mind are, yes, I'm having the natural process of aging in my mind. So I always appreciate everybody's kind support and understanding for when I mess that up. But generally, if I have a live stream scheduled and I have to cancel it, I send out an email either the night before or early the morning of. So if you're not on the mailing list, then you won't get that notification. Okay, that's it. That's right, Iggy, 59 years young. That's right. And Thank goodness that I have people like you around me, Iggy. Last time we were all in Sedona together, uh, Iggy and I got to go hiking with a little group of folks. And yeah, happy to say that I'm still keeping up, climbing up to Soldier's Cave, and we had such an awesome day together. It was so much fun. So yes, I am definitely 59 years young, and I have every intention of keeping up with all of you for as long as I possibly can. Um, oh, thank you, Ricardo, but I have to say, you're such a sweetheart. But I have to tell you, it's definitely the camera and the lighting and all that good stuff. I think in person, if you saw me in person, Ricardo, you might think, oh yeah, okay, I can see it. I can definitely see it. All right, my darlings, let's get going. It's so great to be here with you today. Hmm. Hello, beloved ones. It is wonderful to be here with you in this way, on this day, in this very moment. I thank you for being a part of this experience. And just as you come here to receive, as you come here to receive live, as this is happening, you are also giving, you are being of service to all those who will watch at a later time and day. And so it is with deep gratitude that I greet you at this time. As you receive, so you give, and as you give, so you receive. Today, I would like to talk about the spiritual principle of truth. What is the truth about truth? What is true? So for those of you that went to college, maybe you took a philosophy class and you dove down the rabbit hole of what is true or what is real. How do you know something is true? How do you know something is real? So we are not going to focus on what is real, but we are going to focus on what is true. So truth is divided into different understandings or perspectives in your world. So there are facts, and facts are a collection of discovered realities in your world that many people can not only agree on, but they can reproduce. So your scientific process is based on being able to reproduce something, an experiment, a study, so that basically the same results happen each and every time, maybe with slight variation, but overall the same results. Lots of different people who have not necessarily collaborated are coming up with the same results. When there are people in your world who gather statistics, those are considered facts. You can look at your own life and say, the fact is that you live in a particular place at a particular time, that there are certain people in your life at this moment, that you do a certain something for work, that you have a certain amount of dollars in your bank account, that you drive a particular make and model of car, that you step on the scale and the scale tells you that your body has a particular weight, that you look in the mirror and you see a particular eye color or a mixture of colors. That you either have hair on your head or you don't, or you're somewhere in the middle. That you have been alive a certain number of years. The moment of your birth was recorded, and you've had a certain number of birthdays since that moment of birth. So these are the facts that make up your life. And if you invited someone else to corroborate those facts, they would agree. If they come to your door of your home, they come to the address that you gave them. And when you open the door, that fact is corroborated that yes, indeed, you live at this address that you gave them to come and see you at your home. So right there, there's an agreement of fact. Right? There's a truth. You said, come visit me in my home. My address is such and such. The person comes to that address and there you are. Right? So you have shared some facts that are your truth. Your truth is that you live at this address and you have shared that truth with another person in the form of factual information. That your house is on a certain street or a road or a country lane or a byway or whatever your country names their arteries of transportation. And there is a lot of emphasis that is placed on facts, and that's a good thing. Because you all are physical beings living in a physical world, these facts help you to create, help you to maintain, and help you to expand your collective society, whatever that society is. You come together to agree upon a set of facts in order for you to find common ground, in order for you to share a common goal, to create a collaborative creation. And in many ways, you all depend very heavily on these facts, that aspect of truth. What is true? You live at this address, and whomever you give your address out to, they can come and see you at that address. These are facts that help you have a firm foundation in your life. This is also why you place such emphasis on facts. And it is why when others lie about facts or try to mislead with only a part of the facts, but not the whole group of facts that were collected or discovered, when facts are used to manipulate, to deceive, this leads us all the way back to the spiritual tenet of trust. It can deeply undermine your ability to trust. It would be as if you know where you live, you know your address, and you give it out to person after person after person, and no one can find you. They all say, that's not your address. I went to that address and you're not there. You can see how that would undermine your ability to recognize the true from the false. And there are people in your world that are deeply invested in shadow, and they know this. They know this, and they use that in order to manipulate and deceive. So today, I'm going to encourage you, and this is not going to be anything that is very new, but I want to take it to a much deeper level. And this is not about going off on a philosophical tangent of what is real and sort of going down a rabbit hole. It's about recognizing that there is the factual truth as human beings are able to understand and comprehend it. And then there is what feels true inside. And that is subjective. That is relative to the individual. And here's the tricky part. What feels true internally to an individual may not match up with the facts as they have been collected and collated and discovered and understood and revealed. And there may be a need inside an individual to utterly reject the facts that have been agreed upon or collected or collaboratively discovered, because so many times the facts have been used, they have been weaponized. The truth has been weaponized to manipulate and deceive. And so people in the collective, their trust has been deliberately undermined. Because if you take away someone's foundation of reality, and they are on shifting sand, and you present yourself as the foundation, just like people who go overboard in the ocean, a sinking ship, they're going to grab onto whatever is floating to survive. So if first an individual or a group of individuals undermines the foundation of your physical reality, your factual reality, and then presents themselves as the only flotation device in the deep ocean, and presents themselves or their group as the new foundation, of course, people are going to swim desperately and grab onto that flotation device. Truth as a spiritual tenet is always going to be about balance. Divine truth is, let me make this very clear, beloved ones, please listen closely. Divine truth is not a set of belief structures. It is not a new religion. It is not a new age way of believing. It is not this or that. Divine truth is enlightenment. It is the process by which all the veils, one by one, drop. And you are able to perceive the truth. And what is the truth? It is that you are all on a journey of enlightenment. And each one of you has a path that moves at a pace and in a way that is just right for you. And each one of you here today is very firmly on the path of love. And love loves facts. And love loves feelings and intuition, intimacy, joy. And even struggle when it leads to more love. Now, as I have told you many times over the past few years, maybe even a little longer than that, there are people all over your world who are going to put up a very big fight to maintain the energy of the old age, to maintain that pyramid power structure, to manipulate and deceive with the facts in such a way that they can maintain power that is not based on a collaborative, equal, collective level, but is maintained on a singular, superior level. And in order for that to be maintained, there must be inferior. So at the beginning of the millennium, the energy that was released into the consciousness in preparation for this movement into the new age was transparency. This is why the internet finally was given to the public to use and to explore, to grow with. But it has also, yes, created a lot of transparency. People are having a harder and harder time getting away with things than they once did. But it is also being used again to use facts, to manipulate, and to deceive. So as always, your discernment is vital. Divine truth is that awakening to what is. And here's the interesting thing that happens, is when you awaken to what is truly true, what is the truth of your existence, of being a divine human being, there is a kind of neutrality that happens. Because when you awaken to what is, it is always through love. Because love has no need for deception or manipulation. Love simply is what it is. And so when you go deep into love, you are awakening to what is. And when you do, it is without judgment. Sometimes it's without opinion. You are simply able to be with what is. And you stop fighting or arguing or debating about what is. And none of that means that you cannot put your efforts into exposing those who choose a path of deception and manipulation, to look to your own tendencies to deceive and manipulate to get what you want, so that as you evolve, as you change, you affect change within the collective. You make it easier for others to change, to love themselves, as you are coming to love yourself. So divine truth is not about a set of facts or one set of facts. It's not about one set of beliefs. It's not about one type of structure. one way of doing things. Divine truth embraces all of it. And as you embrace what is, as you embrace life and people and nature and your planet as it is, all that gets filtered through you. You are your own divine filter. And as it filters through you, what happens is that your perspective and your discernment come into alignment with that divine trust, divine honesty, divine synchronicity. All the spiritual tenets taken from the human level and elevated into the divine. So that you can see and feel that all people are needed. All these judgments and this fighting, it's all needed for your human collective experience. Is some of it horrific? Yes, deeply. Is it traumatic? Yes, deeply. Is it beautiful? Yes, deeply. Is it joyous? Yes, deeply. You are capable of extraordinary destruction and extraordinary healing. And that is the divine truth. You are creating and destroying every moment that you live, as is nature, as is Gaia. Creation and destruction must be in balance. And you are divine agents of that creation and destruction. And that can be a difficult truth to integrate. The desire for all love and all life can be powerful. And the frustration and the disillusionment that can come when it's not all love and light can be undermining your spiritual awakening. To move into divine truth, what is divinely true, what is deeply true within you, within your world, it requires just enough emotional and spiritual maturity so that you can find peace with that divine truth. So you are, yes, embracing facts. Yes, you are embracing people's individual truth or groups of people's collective truth as it is for them. But all of that is on the human level. Important, yes. But you're here because you desire to open your eyes, to see through a different lens, to bring your perspective into the sacred. And you do not have to agree with other people's truth. You have your own truth. Just don't fight it. That is really what's at the heart of divine truth, beloved ones, is surrender, that sacred letting go. And not becoming overly dependent on facts or other people's beliefs or opinions to get you stirred up, get you in fighting mode. Let go of the fight. Step into sacred truth. Acknowledge and accept all is true. And then let your own discernment rise to discover where your time and energy is best spent, where you feel you are being useful out in the world, not according to someone else, but according to your own soul, your own heart. And beware, listen, attune yourself to those who would use facts to undermine your foundation. Those who would blow up your boat and toss you into the ocean and then show up and say, oh, look, I have this piece of wood you can cling to. It's flimsy, but it's all you've got, and I'm the one providing it. Be careful of these people. Whether they are in the realm of education, government, religion, spiritual groups. The New Age is all about welcoming your foundation, adding your foundation to the greater foundation. And instead of rejecting and undermining your foundation, but rather, how can we strengthen your foundation? How can we all work together to create a greater collective foundation that supports all people equally? You are entering a time where these divine spiritual principles are going to serve you well in a way that maybe you have not utilized them in the past. Trust your instincts, beloved ones. Trust your intuition. Trust your still small voice and do whatever you need to do to be in greater consciousness with that still small voice, the voice of your soul that doesn't need to shout or demand or stomp its feet, but is just there for you all the time when you care to tune in. Take this week and just reflect and contemplate what I have shared with you today. And see if you cannot notice the nuances of all the different things we've covered in this time together and how that applies to your life and how it can strengthen your ability to love, to forgive, and to let yourself be forgiven. I love you, and I am with you always. Namaste. Hmm. All right. Who? So wonderful. Gosh, thank you for being here with me today so that that could happen. Uh, and just perfect timing. Uh, yeah, perfect timing. I know that there's a lot of volatility around the world, and I appreciated the reminder that I just never really looked at facts being so foundational and how when those are manipulated and how that just, but yeah, I felt that 100%, that I feel like when my foundation gets rocked like that out in the world, it can be, I feel like I'm flailing. And then fear spikes, and I have fear reactions. I want to just grab this or do that. And no wonder we all sound so reactive so much of the time. Um, yeah, people who know how to manipulate, boy, they are good at it. That is for sure. So I am grateful to have this foundation of Mother and her love and her grace. And especially her wisdom. That's what I'm building my foundation on each day. You are so welcome, Penny. It's so good to see you, my dear. That's so awesome. Rediscover your life with Penny Thorne. Oh, I'm so excited for you, Penny. That is awesome. Yay. Let's all just say a big prayer of joy and support for Penny and her new business launch. That is so exciting. All the best to you, my love. I truly, truly wish you all the best. You are so welcome, Robert and Ricardo and Kathleen and Cher. Thank you for your blessings, my dear. It is always a joy to have you with us on these live streams. And Joanna, Joyful, I didn't see you up here. Vertigo, I don't know. I have people get a lot of different reactions, and sometimes the energy gets really high and intense. And vertigo is one of the reactions. One of the things that Mother always recommends when you have an intense reaction to either her presence or meditation you're doing with her, if possible, is to go outside and put your bare feet in the grass. Of course, if it's, winter and it's 8 degrees below, that's not really possible, but sometimes just to walk outside, and even if you're all bundled up, and just really ground yourself, feet on the ground, even in snow boots, just really ground yourself. You can do child's pose when you go to your knees and put your forehead on the floor and take nice deep breaths. That can be very grounding. But if you get vertigo or an intense reaction to anything that you're doing with Mother, grounding is always her recommendation, and just breathing through it and and letting it pass. Hope that helps if it happens again. I'm so glad, Robert. That is wonderful. All right, my dear ones, I hope you have a fantastic week. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope I get to see you here same time, same day next week. All right, bye-bye.